Hello and welcome. My name is Ellen Helgeson and I am a member of the Innisfail Community Partners in Action. I'm excited to share the next 40 minutes with you and recognize your commitment in learning about the dementia-friendly community and becoming a dementia-friendly business and/or organization. Did you know that 23% of Innisfail's population is over the age of 65 years? And approximately 40% of our population is over the age of 55 years old. Currently, 1 in 5 people are living with a dementia in Alberta. And according to the Alzheimer's Society of Canada, 75% of people know of someone who is affected by Alzheimer's disease. Although dementia is not a normal part of aging, it does disproportionately affect adults over 65 years old. Our commitment is to support people living with dementia and their care partners in Innisfail to age in place with dignity, foster inclusivity, and invest in the wellness of their care partners. The Community Partners in Action recognizes the importance of supporting people to live well and age in place with more choice and opportunity. As an early adopter of the Brenda Strafford Foundation's Dementia Friendly Toolkit, we will be working towards destigmatizing dementia and build community resilience through knowledge mobilization and access to early resources in Innisfail. In this short video, you will meet Jenny and Jack and see what living well with dementia can look like.
My name's Jenny. My husband Jack has dementia. We met in 1965 at a dance, fell in love and were married the next year. Jack were a train engineer. Oh, he loved messing about with machines and fixing things. We had 2 beautiful children together. Well, they're parents themselves now. Jack had always been healthy, but a few years ago, well, he stopped joking about as much and he started forgetting things. I'll put this down to old age, but my friend had been to a dementia information session at library and told me that dementia is not a natural part of ageing. We went to our GP who explained that Jack were physically well, but he needed to see the memory service. A nurse visited us and then Jack had a brain scan. The memory service team diagnosed him with the mixed type of dementia, which is some Alzheimer's and some vascular disease. We learned that dementia is caused by diseases of the brain. There are many different types and it's not just about losing your memory. Doctor talked to us about medication and things people can do to help prevent vascular disease. Then we got a visit from a dementia advisor. She was called Penny. She put us in touch with a local dementia cafe where we met some lovely people in the same situation, even a 40-year-old man with dementia. I often felt alone and scared, but Penny helped me see that life doesn't end when dementia begins. And Jack and I proved it's possible to live well with dementia. There's much more to Jack than his dementia. He's an individual and different to anyone else with condition. Jack were able to live at home for as long as possible thanks to some wonderful gadgets helping him to stay safe and independent, such as a bed alarm, so I knew when he were up. I even had my own personal budget to buy him. After a couple of years, however, his health deteriorated. He went to hospital a few times with infections and he experienced delirium, which were frightening. Eventually, I couldn't give Jack the care he needed, so Penny and our GP, they helped me find a care home. This broke my heart. But Jack seems happy and staff are all dementia friends, people with specialised dementia awareness. Jack is really poorly now. I don't think he knows who I am, but now and again I get a flash at man I married and then a smile. I've agreed with care home staff that when Jack comes to the end of his life, I want him to be with his family, not in hospital, but somewhere peaceful, so he can slip away in comfort and with dignity, Talking about this in advance, well, it's put my mind at ease. So that until then, well, we can keep dancing and laughing.
Today, we hope that you will leave with a better understanding of the myths and facts about dementia, what makes a community dementia-friendly, reducing the risk of developing dementia, assisting customers who are living with dementia, and awareness of the resources in your community that support people living with dementia and their care partners. If I were to ask you, what is dementia? What are the first words that come to your mind? Do you have a definition that you have read or heard of before? Dementia is not a disease, but a group of symptoms. And those symptoms include memory loss, challenges with thinking and decision-making, communication difficulties, changes in mood and behavior. A dementia-friendly community is one in which people living with dementia and their care partners feel confident knowing that they can contribute and participate in activities that are meaningful to them. A dementia-friendly community supports people living with dementia and their care partners to feel included and supported in the places where they live, work, and socialize. It also provides community-based supports and services and recognizes the valuable role people living with dementia have had and continue to have in sharing their wisdom and contributions to society. We all have a role to play in creating a dementia-friendly community. We are learning that building a dementia-friendly community takes much time, collaboration, and investment. It involves health services, local government, social services, law enforcement, first responders, charities, and volunteer groups. A dementia-friendly community is a place where people have the opportunity to age where they want to live, free from stigma. It is all of our responsibility to raise awareness and support people living with dementia and their care partners to thrive in the community. While there are some forms of dementia that are genetic, these are fairly rare, only about 3% of all cases. Most are called sporadic, which means there are a variety of factors that result in a dementia. These include things like age, lifestyle, and other health concerns or issues that can act to raise someone's risk of developing dementia. Age is the largest risk factor for developing dementia. But dementia can occur in the young as well. Young onset dementia refers to dementias that develop in people under the age of 65. In some cases, people in their 40s can develop this disease. And people with young onset dementia face a variety of different challenges in getting appropriate care and addressing their situation, as their needs are very different from people over the age of 65. Dementia is also not a normal part of aging. The symptoms of dementia go beyond the normal. Expected losses of ability and function we should expect with age. No two people are the same. The course of the disease is different for everyone. Dementia does not mean the end of a meaningful life. People experience the losses that occur as a result of dementia differently. For example, not everyone will struggle with speech and language. It is important to understand there is still opportunity for someone living with dementia to live with purpose and meaning in their life. They still have an awareness of what is going on around them, perhaps not the specifics, but the emotion content of what is apparent to them. It is also a common misunderstanding that all people with dementia act violently or aggressive. This slide shows a quick visual of the difference of the word dementia and Alzheimer's, and why you'll hear us use the word dementia throughout this presentation. Dementia is a term like a car. There's lots of cars on the road, but what kind of car is it? Is it a Ford? Is it a Toyota? Dementia is an umbrella term for different types of dementia. The one we're most familiar with is Alzheimer's. So you will hear us use the word dementia as the overall disease of the brain, or specifically, it's a disorder of the mental processes caused by brain disease and marked by memory disorders, personality changes, and impaired reasoning. How might you know if someone has dementia? You cannot tell if a person has dementia by looking at them. However, if a person looks like they're lost, trying to find something, or looks distressed, offer to help. Simply by saying, "May I help you?" can help put a person's mind at ease. The worst thing to do is ignore them or walk away, as a person with dementia will remember how they felt during that interaction. People with dementia have what's called heightened intuition. Their loss of reasoning ability to navigate the environment leads to the heightened sensitivity to others, emotions, and their nonverbal communication. A person with dementia may have a care partner along with them. The care partner may hand you a companion card that says, "My companion has a memory impairment. Thank you for your patience." Not all people will have or use the card, but it is helpful in certain situations and helps to orientate all parties. People with dementia may experience disorientation of time and place. For example, becoming lost on their own street. They may have problems following a conversation or demonstrate poor judgment. For example, wearing heavy clothing on a hot day or not realizing that an item needs to be paid for in a store. These are tips to help reduce the risk of developing dementia. Being physically active for at least 30 minutes per day is recommended. This will improve your overall strength, balance, and endurance. Having a healthy diet. An example would be the Mediterranean diet, which has a high proportion of oily fish, fruits, vegetables, unrefined cereals, and olive oil, and low levels of red meat and sugar. This diet reduces the risk of dementia, heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. And try to cut down on those trans fats. An example of that is your cakes, cookies, and most cheeses, and limit those sugary treats. Keep an eye on your salt intake because salt raises your blood pressure and is a risk of stroke. Read food labels to see what's in them and seek out healthier options. Be aware of your alcohol intake. The alcohol guidelines at this time is for 2 standard drinks per week. Get regular health checkups done. Promote brain health. If you can, keep your mind active, as that will help to reduce the risk of dementia. Some examples you may want to try are reading, doing puzzles, playing cards, learning something new, or maybe learning another language. Reduce stress if possible, and some examples you can use is doing yoga, tai chi, meditation, music, arts. Have a good social network, as that will also help to reduce your risk of dementia, and maintain a healthy body weight. Let me share an analogy of how it feels to have the disease. Imagine a 7-year-old woman who has dementia. Imagine there is a full bookcase beside her, as tall as her, and each book represents one of her skills or memories. On the top shelf are the most recent memories. Memories of her 60s are by her shoulder, and those of her 20s by her knees, and her childhood at her feet. Dementia rocks her bookcase, and her books start to fall off, starting with the top shelf first. When her top shelves are empty, she might find herself living in the past, lower down her bookcase. If she finds herself living in the 1950s, she may not know the name of the Prime Minister or the day of the week. She might be confused about why her home looks different, or why she has an electric kettle rather than a whistle kettle, or why the TV has no knobs. Once you understand that this is her reality, you can better support her. The bookcase analogy helps to explain that there are different types of memory. Factual memories are books that will fall quickly. Emotional memories, on the other hand, they remain in the memory longer. With the example of our 7-year-old woman, her daughter may visit to find her mother can no longer remember her name. She will, however, remember her feelings from that visit, the feelings of love, comfort, and support. Equally, if the mother and daughter were to argue, the mother might not remember the details of the argument, but she will remember the feelings of anger and hurt from that exchange. This analogy shows how dementia can feel. Memory loss and confusion can accompany dementia, make it difficult for individuals to carry out daily activities such as shopping, banking, and moving throughout the community. Misunderstanding prices and sales, forgetting to pay prior to leaving the store, difficulty with debit or credit cards, and being unable to find the desired item, or even come up with the name of the items are common problems that can result from dementia. A community that is aware and understands the disease helps them feel safe and less frustrated. In this short film, you will meet Mary and see how she encounters people in her community. I want you to see how a little bit of time and consideration can make a big difference in someone's life. It also shows how impactful small changes can be.
On air as the sun rises tomorrow morning from 7 o'clock here on 107.9 FM.
Right. It's not raining. Good. What? I've forgotten. Should I?
Just go
I
sit down. Just
Oh.
go sit down.
Yeah. Right. Oh, that way. I don't what? Oh, I don't know. Could you please? It's my list. Should I go? So I don't know quite what. Oh dear. Chicken cheese.
What?
Chicken cheese?
sorry.
Oh. Oh. I don't know.
People with dementia have experiences like this every day. A little bit of understanding, tolerance and patience can make all the difference.
I'll tell you what, if you go into the seats just there,
Right.
when we get there, I'll call you, okay?
Okay, madam.
I can't get on.
Let me help you. This way.
Thank you.
Can I have a look at that list?
Yes.
Chicken and cheese.
Oh,
Let's go this way.
thank you. Find out how to become dementia friendly. Contact Alzheimer's Society today.
Don't make assumptions about a person's ability to communicate because they are living with dementia. The disease affects each person differently, and over the next set of slides, I will share tips about how to better communicate with someone with dementia in a business setting. Someone with dementia may not remember the words that were spoken to them, but they remember how they felt and the experience they had at your business. They remember if they want to return or not. When communicating with someone with dementia, minimize distractions. Get the person's attention before initiating conversation. So approach from the front and make eye contact with them. Initiate by extending your hand as if for a handshake. Speak naturally and respectfully. Smile. And most importantly, always treat people with dignity and respect. Be attentive and understanding. Never tell a person with dementia that they are wrong or that they have misunderstood. Instead, try saying something like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. How can I help you better?" Validate their emotions by saying things like, "I can see that you're upset. That would frustrate me too." And never argue or correct. Keep it simple. One question at a time. Make sure that the person understood what you're asking of them and allow them time to respond. Use words and phrases that are as concrete as possible. Avoid lengthy explanations and rephrase rather than repeat. Above all, be patient. Sensing your frustration and impatience, the person may become further agitated and try to leave or become more frustrated. Being aware of your body language and feelings are important considerations when communicating with someone with dementia. Feelings are important because it's how you show that you care. If someone at your business appears distressed, politely say, "I can tell you're upset. Can I help you? Why don't I find you a chair so you can sit down?" Those things can help them feel reassured and supported. Show a positive attitude by maintaining a positive tone of voice and being patient. Be aware of those nonverbal communications. Gestures can aid communications. For example, giving visual cues to help relay your message. The cues may help demonstrate the task. Consider your facial expressions. Sometimes the emotions being expressed are more important than what is being said. Look for the feelings behind words and sounds. Note your posture. When possible, try to use open posture. For example, have your arms opened, not crossed. This can come off more welcoming and kind when communicating. Note your body language. No rolling your eyes or sighs, and always allow for extra time. and try to meet the person on their level. So example would be physically bending down if they are in a chair instead of standing over them. One thing that has helped me when communicating with someone living with dementia is that I always assume the person with dementia is doing their best. I cannot change them, but I can change my response to them. When to seek help from others. When that person is wandering and appears to be in physical distress or severe emotional distress, this may be seen by the person raising their voice, and their body language tells you they are upset or they're scared. What to do when this happens is to attempt to locate a family member or a friend. Is the person living with dementia able to tell you who to call or even give you a telephone number? Ask them if they have that person's name or number in their wallet. If none of that works, then call 911. Communicating in a retail setting can be challenging for an individual with dementia. They're trying to remember what they need to purchase, the item name, where it is located in the store. They then go to the checkout and may find the self-serve option to be overwhelming. And once they become anxious, it is much more difficult to follow the steps or instructions given by others. Using their debit or credit card can also be frustrating, as a number of questions are asked on the payment keypad. Even small changes can make a difference. Some tips may be clear and visible signage, relaxed lane for services. Giving additional time and assistance is also very valuable and will increase confidence and decrease anxiety when shopping. Have you ever thought what it would be like to navigate the world as someone living with dementia? Or thought about how difficult everyday tasks like walking, taking medicine, or following directions are when you're faced with age-related changes in your sensory capabilities, like your vision or hearing loss, or arthritis pain, in addition to changes in your memory and thinking? This video puts us in someone else's shoes. The simulation exercise helps us to be more empathetic and understanding to what our loved ones, family, or community members living with dementia may experience. I hope you enjoy the video.
Earlier in the show, we introduced you to a revolutionary new tool called the Virtual Dementia Tour.
Very exciting. It helps caregivers learn firsthand what it's like to step into the shoes of someone who suffers from dementia. Now, I recently had a chance to take this tour with 3 other caregivers, and I have to tell you, Bill, this was so emotional. It really was minutes that changed my life. Before beginning the virtual dementia experience, P.K. Bevel, the inventor of the VDT, shared some important insights and information. Millions of family caregivers out there are not trained, and they have a loved one living at home who is going deeper and deeper into the abyss. What is it that you see most in these people and that you hope most to give them?
I think so many times families are as struck by the disease as the person with dementia, and they become immobilized. One of the ways they cope with it is to try to put a little bit of a screen between themselves and the person that they love. There are so many ways that people can introspectively look at this disease, and my hope is that this is their opportunity to do that.
I'm about to do it, and I have little butterflies. I really do. I have little butterflies because I'm about to experience something that my mom experienced. And my mom is gone, my grandmom's gone, and it makes me feel closer to them. And I feel a little bit guilty because I didn't get to do it while they were living.
Once a lot of family members who have experienced what you've experienced go through it, the first thing that lights up in their head is, wow, I wish I had known.
The tour starts by being outfitted with devices that simulate certain aspects of dementia, along with physical impairments many seniors experience. The gloves cause loss of fine motor skills, so buttoning clothes becomes difficult. The goggles simulate macular degeneration and loss of peripheral vision. And the headphones restrict and distort hearing and comprehension. Once geared up, PK gave us some tasks to perform in about 5 minutes. All sounds simple, similar to what our loved ones with dementia might need to do in their daily lives.
Fold all the towels, find the sweater, put it on, and button 3 buttons. Your time starts now.
Winston is a devoted husband to his wife of 57 years who has Alzheimer's disease.
I cannot find the money. I believe he said 17 cents.
Chella cares for her mom, who now lives in a facility due to worsening dementia.
I heard you say something about a pill bottle. I just don't know where they are.
And Maureen provides family support to her dad, whose memory problems are worsening.
I really cannot hear what you're saying.
Was I supposed to do something with the medicine? Oh my gosh, if I was supposed to do something with the medicine.
When it was over, we were all pretty stunned, but I didn't expect it to affect me so deeply.
I don't think we appreciate how hard it is for them. I couldn't remember 3 things she told me to do.
It was just mind-baffling. It's just something I never experienced, and it was different.
Can you imagine being in an environment where you have this disease and nobody's giving you the details?
Oh.
See there?
Yeah. Oh,
So-
being isolated would be horrible.
It'd be great if our doctors who diagnosed our loved ones would prescribe this for us. Like if we had had this 4 years ago, my husband and I could have been such better caregivers.
I really feel that this population is so misunderstood and so undervalued. And this really does give us just a way to close the gap, as you say, a way to close the gap.
The next group of slides will look at the physical environment required not only to be dementia-friendly, but age-friendly as well. We've learned from the community members that small changes to the physical environment of a business or organization can have a big impact on feelings of safety, support, and ease of wayfinding. Entrances that are clearly visible, signage that are clear, and accessible access to wheelchair ramps are 3 important examples of a dementia-friendly space. Using natural light when possible to ensure well-lit areas, using plain floors that is not shiny or slippery, and having clear identification of and easy access to family or unisex change rooms are all ways to create a dementia-friendly space in your place of work. Lastly, design quiet areas for someone who may feel anxious or confused and include seating in large spaces like waiting rooms will help someone feel much more relaxed. Ensure areas are free from clutter and arranged for easy physical movement. Again, you will notice these are not only suggestions that will benefit people living with dementia and their care partners, but also benefit other older adults, young parents, and people living with a disability in our community. I would like you to consider one way your organization can change to create a more dementia-friendly environment. Reflect on how your organization can make a dementia-friendly space and take it back to your manager. A place free from judgment and an organization that has committed to taking this important community awareness education session. I want to thank each of you who have attended and listened to this dementia-friendly business session today. I want to recognize your time and contribution to make Innisfail a more dementia-friendly community. Please reach out to the community partners in action if you have further questions. The email has been included. Included are some resources available in Innisfail for people living with dementia and their care partners. We hope that you will share these resources with others and utilize the information learned today to better support people living with dementia and their care partners.